All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. We're starting a little bit early and starting a little bit late all at once. I was out to lunch with my sister, and so we moved it to 1 o'clock. Hope you all are well. We are well here. Oh, gotta fix my button. No, my buttons are, oh, it's this one. Haha. Yeah, everything's opposite on video. Hope you all are well. Here's the link to join the show. I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you for indulging me my late start. Looks like we got some people wanting to get the link, so the link is there. Saying hi to Daniela, hi Marwan, hi Lloyd. If you guys want to get in the room, get in early because it fills up fast. All right. And I don't have much to talk about right out of the box. So let's just get right to it and see what our friend Nelson has to say. Hey, Nelson.
Hey, good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
How are you, sir? I wanted to ask you a question, sir. That my case is strong. In 1966, my father migrated to the United States. In 1974, he petitioned for my mother, my older brother, and myself to migrate. In 1974, I was 4 years old. My father also divorced my mother in 1980. I was 12 years old. And I got deported in 2007. I've never been out of the United States. I'm over here in Ecuador. I'm lost. Right now. This is my father's house I'm living in. And I wanted to see if there's any way that I could get parole to come back home. At least my father's retired in the United States. My mother is also, my older brothers over there, my two younger sisters. And I got married when I was 20 years old to an American citizen. I got two children from the same lady.
Has the U.S. citizen filed an I-130 petition for you?
Great. Excuse me?
Has the U.S. citizen filed an I-130 petition for you?
No.
Why not?
I-130. I gotta ask.
I mean, you said you were deported, but we can put the deportation to the side. You still have to have a way to come back to the United States. You can't just come back because you used to have status. You have to file a new I-130 or have some other basis for coming into the United States. I mean, we still have to look at the deportation and why you were deported, but you have to have an underlying petition to be able to come back to the United States.
Okay. I just was curious,
So if I were you, if you're married to a U.S. citizen, I'd have your spouse file an I-130 petition, and I would do a Freedom of Information Act request to get your whole deportation file so we can figure out why you got deported.
Oh, I know why I got deported.
Well, it's one thing for you to know it. It's another thing for me to see it on paper.
Oh, okay. All right, sir. Yes, you're right. And I wanna see if you could help me with my case, but
Sure.
I'll be ready in a month and a half. I'll be ready for you.
Okay, just give us a call and we'll be happy to help.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Nelson. Have a good day, buddy.
All right, sir.
Bye-bye. All right, that was Nelson. Let's go see what Gus has to say. Gus tried to get on the other day, but he was in the car. So how you doing?
Brother Jim, how you doing? Yeah.
Well,
I was actually on the road.
Can I give everyone a little bit of background about your case?
Yeah, go ahead.
And what country is it? Is it Nigeria?
No, Liberia.
Liberia,
Little small country, West Africa. Yeah.
All right. So Gus hired us for a lawsuit, and Gus is trying to bring his spouse to the United States. And after we filed the lawsuit, Gus received a notice of intent to revoke from USCIS, saying that they didn't believe that your spouse was free to marry you, correct?
Correct.
And then Gus calls me up and Jim says, big smart Jim says, Gus, you're not going to win this notice of intent to revoke. I've seen this movie before, and basically USCIS and the State Department believe that any divorce decree or marriage decree from Africa is fake until proven otherwise. And Gus said, "Hold your horses, Mr. Jim. I'm going back." And Gus went over to Liberia and he did the impossible. Do you want to tell a little bit about what you did?
Yeah, so yeah, Jim, but yeah, first of all, thank you for really giving me the introduction on that. But I tell you, it's really, God had a really strong impact on this whole thing, because I remember when I first saw that notice of intent to revoke, and I just looked at it and I looked up and say, is this all they have? God, is this all they have? I say, okay, it looks like I've been in the trenches for, it's going on 4 years now. And I said, no, this not going to stand. And, my wife knows me and knows that once I believe in something, I'm going to fight, and I just believe, like in Ephesians 6:12, it says, fight against the authorities, the dark powers of this world, and when I think about that, I said, you know what? No, this can't stand, because I know I did everything right. And well, what happened is that I have a very strong, church following in terms of, people that support me. My aunt in Philadelphia got me in touch with a friend of hers who actually did her case, because she had immigration issues when she came to America some 20 odd years ago, and out of Maryland. And she helped me on this side getting everything together. But going over there, I actually got a hold of to a lawyer who used to be the former chief justice, and she knew everything. And she basically, when she walked into the room, they knew who she was, and they was like, we're not gonna even stall anything with this lady. But as we all know, everybody needs a little cold water here and there to get things done, move around. We got car problem, we got traffic, this and that. The heat is ridiculous, and I'm just laser focused. I'm like, hey, I'm on the clock, because I know, like, in the back of my head, oh man, I only got 30 days. But then I remember Haley told me that due to COVID, we have an extension. And I was like, thank God. And I was like, okay, all right, now we're back in the game. So, it was a roller coaster ride for me. So I'm trying to just get everything together, and I'm keeping you guys posted. I know that you told me what you told me. And I was like, okay, I'm giving you guys updates. And I had to come back. I had to go to work. And on top of that, I had to actually look at what it is that I could do, as far as whatever I could do here before I go back. And then everything was basically put on autopilot. So everybody knew each other. The lawyer that's actually for the ministry realized, like, oh my God, we did marry these two. Is our computer operator put the wrong serial number on on the marriage and the divorce certificates. And so with that actually ended up turning into a big calamity, to where when the embassy counselor looked at it, they go inside the system and look at, okay, it has here that it's not to be found, because they put that serial number in and can't find it in the archive. So it's like, okay, it doesn't exist. So that's where everything went into just a giant quagmire, to where, this is probably even COVID, because my wife first went to the embassy November of 2018. And they said, okay, we're going to do some checks. They never called me. They never emailed me. They never did anything. And it wasn't until I met you earlier this year, and I read over some writ of mandamus, and I said, what's this? And I tell you, this is a shout out to you, Jim. I say thank you, sir. I mean, writ of mandamus is like, it's like the ace up a person's sleeve when it's actually in a stall and they're not talking to you, and you've been waiting for so long, and you said, no, we gotta sue them. And as soon as you put that lawsuit in, I mean, things just start flooding in. And then that's when everything started moving. So I just want to just say, we put everything together, we sent it off, and then they replied. And I mean, it was like a slam dunk. I mean, you have to flood them with information. And that's what we did,
You have to overwhelm them. That's right. You have to overwhelm them.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
You did most of that work. I just clapped for you as you went on your way. But, yeah,
it was stressful. It was stressful. I tell you. I mean, not even to mention the cost. but I mean, but the fight for my family, family is what it's all about. And I work in the refinery, I'm working days and nights, and I'm always at the wee hours of the time being. So I just want to appreciate you guys for the hard work you guys do. And and that lawsuit, that writ of mandamus, really compresses, like you said, it compresses the timeline to where you have a gist as to, okay, they have a deadline coming, so expect to hear something.
Yeah.
If it be extension or in the decision.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say thank you on that.
Awesome. Well, the U.S. attorney sent me the same thing you sent me. That is that USCIS reaffirmed the I-130. So now we just have to deal with the embassy, and then you should be done.
Okay. So I guess they're just gonna just kind of drop me an inbox and be like, hey,
yeah.
Gus,
I'll ask her. This is one that we know up in DC. I'll ask her what the next steps are, and I'll let you know. She just emailed me this morning.
Okay. I mean, yeah, like I said, I guess we just wait for that email. And my wife is, I guess, one thing, does she have to get vaccinated, or does that to get on inside the embassy, or anything like that?
She already do her medical before. I mean, they'll probably update the medical.
Okay, that's okay. They do the medical. Yeah, she did a medical before.
But tell her to wait until we hear.
And then police clearance too. She did that, but all that expired though. But
right.
I don't know if she's gonna need that again.
Yeah, she'll have to do it again.
Okay.
Right,
well, I'm pretty sure they'll probably give us some time.
Yep. I'll see you, man.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate you. God bless you.
We'll see you. Oh, always happy to hear from Gus. He did the impossible. Let's see what Mo has to say. Hi, Mo.
Hey, Mo. Hey, Bill. Sorry. I'm a little bit nervous. How you doing, Jim?
I'm good, buddy. How you doing?
Good. So, question is this. I'm a recent green card recipient, right? Through my child. And I talked to you a couple of months ago. My question is this. My fiance is coming up in October to get married, but she's going right back.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a short vacation marriage thing.
Okay.
And then we're going to do the consular processing with an I-30 and all that. That's not an issue when she comes through tomorrow, actually. That she's just going to say visit, but she's not coming with any intention of staying. It's actually a visit. We'll get married, and then she'll go back.
So the trick there is to just tell the truth, right? So,
which is that is the truth. But if they ask, I guess. Yeah,
don't bring it up, but only if they like. What's the purpose of your visit? I'm coming to visit my fiance or my boyfriend, and if they say, "Are you coming to get married?" Say, "Well, I'm going to get married, but I'm going back on such and such a day," because you don't want to lie, because then you get in trouble later on.
Right. Yeah, okay, that's the plan. And I know the F2A is current right now, but what is that? Is it current for after the 130 is approved? How does that work? And how long is it taking right now if I file an I-130 right away?
What country is she from?
Chile.
So probably a year and a half.
Okay. End to end, like the whole thing?
End to end, yeah.
All right, cool. Okay. I will contact you guys to hopefully handle after the marriage to handle the case.
Awesome, Mo. That'd be great.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. Take care. Bye.
Have a good day. Good seeing you. All right. That was our friend Mo. Let's see what Erdem has to say. Hi, Erdem.
Hi. Thank you so much for taking my call. So I have only just two questions. By the way, I am a big fan of you. I am watching all of your videos. I am so grateful to find you on YouTube.
Awesome.
One of them, I came in here with J1 visa 2019. Just 90 days, I went back to finish my bachelor's degree. And then for 2020, I came in here with J1 visa June 2020 last year. Before my J1 visa expired, I applied to I-139 to extend it. My main intention to look for university and sponsor, which I have done, both of them. But I have been in pending process, still waiting for my I-139. 2 months ago,
you mean I-539, not 139.
Yeah, exactly. I-539. 2 months ago, I have given my fingerprints, and this is my question. And should I still wait for it, or should I ask them how is it going, my process?
So
I have
Just to be clear, on your J1, were you subject to Rule 212E? Do you know what that is?
No, I know. I have done research about it. I am not subject to 2 years rule.
And so you filed for a change of status from your J1 to an F1, and when did you file it?
Before my visa expired, September 2020.
And so so that's been pending for a year now.
Yes.
Yeah, see, we don't do change of status in the United States anymore. It's become too delayed and takes too long. If you had asked me ahead of time, I would have said, if you want to come back on an F1, you got to go back home and get a stamp from the embassy. I just think there's no urgency and there's no timeline. We don't know for sure when they're going to do it. And if they do, they're going to ask you to provide updated I-20 and stuff. So, I mean, it might work, but we don't do these anymore because there's just no confidence in the system. You could wait another year.
Okay, so basically I have found a university and I have won a sponsor for the sponsorship.
Right.
Scholarship. I'm sorry, scholarship. I have found both of them, and university enrolled me already. And during this process, this is my second question. I fall in love with someone and we got engaged. After 1 month, we are planning to get married. So about this question, how would this process affect my visa situation?
So once you get married to a U.S., is it a U.S. citizen that you're marrying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good U.S. citizen.
That person can file an I-130 petition for you, and then you'll just be going after your green card. So that'll actually fix all your problems as long as it's a real marriage.
Yes. So so my fiance, I want her to be with me after we get married for 3 or 4 months to spend our time to prepare ourselves for marriage. Is she in the case of being a worker when we file our files to the government, when we apply for marriage case to the government? Should she be a working?
Well, so as the U.S. citizen spouse, she's going to have to sign something called an affidavit of support, and she's going to have to show her tax returns for the last 3 years. If she's been a student, then she probably doesn't make enough money. So she'll still be the main sponsor, but you're going to need a co-sponsor. You're going to need someone else to say, if you get government benefits and she can't pay them back, that they'll pay them back.
Okay. Thanks so much for your help.
All right, Erdem.
You have a nice day.
All right. Good luck getting married. See ya. All right. That was great. Let's see what Yanni has to say.
Oh, hi, Jim.
Hey, Yanni, how you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for doing this. First of all, I finally got my biometrics notice for marrying a U.S. citizen, adjustment of status, F1 student. We moved to Atlanta from Indiana, and we updated our address and everything way before the 10 days. We got a receipt to our new address of the change of address, and my biometrics is in Indiana.
Oh, did you message the other day? I think I saw something about this come through.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Just go. I mean, here's what I was going to say, but I got distracted, which happens sometimes. In the old days, what we would do is we would just say, go on down to the Atlanta biometrics office and get your fingerprints taken. With COVID, some offices will let you do that. Some offices won't. So the question is, do you want to call and wait on the phone for an hour and a half with USCIS for permission to go to Atlanta? Or do you just want to roll the dice and see if you can go do it in Atlanta? I mean, I certainly wouldn't go back to Indiana. What I would do is I would go down to the Atlanta application support center, do your fingerprints, and see if they'll take your fingerprints. Sometimes they will if they're not too busy. Sometimes they won't. I would go sort of either early in the morning or late in the day and just say, hey, look, here's my proof of change my address. I told you guys I was living in Atlanta. They sent this to me in Indiana. In the old days, it was no big deal at all. Now it's a little bit trickier just because of COVID, but I think it's worth a shot as opposed to calling them. But it depends. It's sort of neither one's the total right way to do it, but either way, it should be fine.
So, okay, I have two little questions. So if I call, is there a possibility that they would reschedule me like way later?
Mm-hmm. Which is why I don't want you to do it. Which is why I want you to just roll the dice. I mean, to me, is it worth a couple hours of time to go down and see if they'll take me? Yeah, it is, because that's going to get me 3 or 4 months. faster, get my work card faster, get my green card case going faster. So is it worth that shot versus calling up and asking them to change it to Atlanta, which is going to take at least 6 weeks, if not 8 or 12?
So if I go in person and they don't want to take me, will they mark it like I missed my appointment?
Nah.
So they would just reschedule me if they don't want to take me that day?
Well, what I'm saying is if you go down there and they won't take you, then you have to call.
Okay.
So go before the appointment date in Indiana, and then if they won't take you, then get on the phone and ask them to reschedule it. But what we're trying to do is cut off all that time of delay, and that's why we're doing it this way.
Gotcha. So I should just go before my appointment to
Yeah,
see
like
if they
tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
The sooner you get your fingerprints done, the faster everything else goes.
Okay. Great.
All right.
Thank
Good
you
luck.
so much.
Bye, Yanni.
Bye.
All right. I miss my old sidekick, Daniel. I wish Daniel would come back, but he's too busy for me. Let's say hi to Chris. Hi, Chris.
Hey Jim, can you hear me?
Hear you just fine, my friend.
Nice. So I'm married to a U.S. citizen, and so I had this rare update on my US COS account, and so what I got was interview cancel. Like I haven't got like an interview schedule. It first said like interview cancel. I got the receipt notice, but then after that it said interview schedule. So like I'm not quite sure like if that was like a glitch, if it should still go to the cancel interview.
So what you're saying is on the online portal only, not in things in the mail, you received a notice saying that it was canceled, and then you had one saying that it was set.
Yes, and then in the mail on September 24th, I received the notices in the mail.
Both?
Yes.
And what day did the notice saying that you had an interview, what day did it say that it was going to be?
It's going to October 20th.
And then you received one saying, due to unforeseen circumstances, the appointment scheduled for October 28th is hereby canceled.
Yes, and they were printed on the same date. So
yeah. That's some clicking mistakes. We've seen that before. I think you have to call them and see, am I supposed to come on the 28th or not?
I tried contacting them through like Emma, and like the lady was confused herself, so she put in a request for me to speak to a tier 2 officer. So like I'm waiting for that call back.
Yeah, so I think it's probably going to be a different day than October 28th, but it's worth a shot if you can get in there.
Okay. And
what field office?
Boston. Yes, and yesterday I got an approval for my EAD card.
Good. How long ago did you get fingerprinted?
Probably in August.
August. So 2 months after you get your work card and your interview notice.
Yes.
All right. Well, let us know how it goes.
Okay. So do you have like a number for them, like a number that I should call to reach them? Like I'm not quite sure how to reach them.
Just wait for the tier 2 officer to call you back. It might be a few days.
Okay. And if that doesn't happen by the 20th, should I show up there or should I not?
I would.
You would show up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
With your spouse.
Yes.
All right, buddy. Bye, Chris.
Bye. Have a great day.
Okay, you too. Yeah, you always, unless they tell you no interview, 100% for sure, I would say that it's best to show up. All right, here's Kwaku. Hi, Kwaku.
Hi, Jim. How you doing,
buddy? Great.
Yeah, Jim, long time. Thank you very much for everything you do, Jim. Some of us, we get a chance to educate people to just listen to your video and not, fool the immigration system.
Awesome.
Jim, the thing is like, I think the last time we spoke about, I have like my wife's, my fiancée K1 that is in, that this month on the 21st is going to be 1 year since I submitted, K1 and
still at USCIS.
Yes, I haven't heard anything about it, and I'm just trying to, get to see like, where do I go from here, because it seems like it's a confusion game. I don't know whether I should forget about K1, and I don't know. I just a little bit of confusion, and I'm just trying to see, what best you can.
So if you've been watching my videos lately, you know that I'm really down on the fiance visas, mostly because when we sue them now on fiance cases, overseas where the case has already been approved by USCIS. They're fighting us and giving us all kinds of hell. But if we sued on your delayed I-129F, you'd get a decision, probably an approval in about 90 days. They're not fighting us at USCIS very much. And then you're talking, months at the National Visa Center, or a month or two before it processes through to the embassy, and then what are they doing at the embassy? So this is Nigeria, I'm guessing?
Ghana, Jim, Ghana.
Yeah, so the question is, do we want to get married and start all over? Or do we want to sue them and try to get the I-129F approved so that you can finish it up? I think I'd probably sue them. Or I'd wait a little bit longer, maybe give them till, I don't know, end of November. And if you don't have a decision on the I-129F, then I'd sue them.
Okay. Yeah, those I'm just contemplating. And I remember, I think like the last time you told me to just wait a little bit just to see something. Then
yeah, I mean, we could sue them tomorrow if you want, and I think it would work. So it's up to you, whatever you want.
Okay. So Jim, like I'm just trying to just a little bit. So with my decision about like, okay, so I'm in the military, like as you see, right, and I'm getting medically retired from the military. Does that is it something that can have an impact on my application?
That you're getting what, Kwaku?
Medically retired from the military.
It's an honorable discharge?
Yes, it's an honorable, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
you're fine. No, you're fine.
Yeah, but I'm talking about what is it something that can help to,
speed it up?
make my case look, which I know you doubt, stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean, it could. I mean, you could say that that's an argument for making it go faster, but they usually just don't even care.
Right. That's what I figured. Okay. So I think like I'm just gonna. You said like we should give it by November or so, Jim.
Yeah, maybe after Thanksgiving. Let me know.
Okay. All right, Jim. Thank you very much.
See you.
You too,
Thanks again for your service, Kwaku.
All right. Thank you, Jim.
Bye, buddy. All right, that was our friend Kwaku. Always good to see him. And next up is Sid. Hi, Sid.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Jim?
I'm great, buddy. How you doing?
All right. So I have two quick questions about my granted asylum that I'm willing to travel using my travel document. So is that travel document can be, playing the role of my native passport? Like I can use it to travel and come back?
In America. You can't use it to get into other countries, but to get back and forth into America, you can.
So like, let's say I'm traveling like right now to Senegal. From here, I gotta use the travel documents alone.
Yeah.
Okay. So the second question is, like, I got granted like a couple of weeks ago, and I should be waiting until like next year to apply for my green card. So during this travel, which is gonna take like about 3 months, is that 3 months counted?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. That was all. Thank you so much.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
All right. Thank you.
I said that was easy. Oops. All right. Hi, Sikiru.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Good. I think I've been talking to you before.
Okay, great. What can I help you with?
If it's possible, I would like to start my case today, if it's possible.
Okay.
So there's something we find out on our case. Because now I'm just trying to double check the document my wife submit to the USCIS. So because when I went to the last interview, I think I told you before, they were asking me why do I have a two-date birth certificate. I don't know how that happened. Why I have the birth certificate and the name was different. The middle name was different, but it's my name. Because when my wife submitted this document
don't show your documents on screen, man.
My bad. So when my wife submitted,
what's the question?
The question is that I just want to explain more better to you before you can go ahead today about what they try to say about my the name and what they find out on my document. Like they find out.
What country are you from?
I'm from Nigeria.
And there's a question about your identity. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, they find out two certificates.
You mean they went out independently and found that on their own?
On the document, but my wife said when was submitting the document that somebody sent her some document when I was sick. So she just sent every old document to them, and they find out how a true birth certificate with a different middle name, but the middle name is still my name.
Okay.
And I have one of swearing affidavit that I was changing name, that I did not bear the name anymore.
Okay. What's the posture of the case right now? Where is the case pending?
The case was pending since February.
Pending at USCIS or at the embassy or what?
USCIS.
And you're in the United States?
Yeah, I was in the United States in 2017.
So you're trying to adjust your status based on marriage to a U.S. citizen?
Both green card and I'm a citizen. The two was pending.
Wait, what?
The two was pending. I filed for my green card, my 10 years green card. So I went for the interview last year, October, and they called me back again to come back again for the second interview. So because of that, I was supposed to do my citizen January this year. But because they call us back for the second interview for the green card, February, they told us that we can't do the interview anymore for the citizen until the green card get approved.
Which field office is this?
Say it again.
Where did you have your interview? What city?
Missouri.
St. Louis or Kansas City?
Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay. So you have a pending I-751 and you have a pending N-400.
Yes, sir. But I'd never do the interview for the N-400. But I already do the interview for the...
And when you did the I-130, you had an interview for that, right? When you got your original 2-year green card?
Yeah, I came here with a 2-year green card from Africa.
Okay, so you did everything through the embassy.
Yes, sir.
And then you filed an I-751 still based on marriage. You're still married to your spouse. Everything's okay with the marriage.
Fine.
And now for the very first time, they've raised this issue of your identity and whether those documents all jive. Did they send you a notice of intent to deny, or what did they, an RFE, or what did they send you?
They did not say anything yet since
Well,
February.
then how do you know it's even a problem?
Because that's what they asked us when we went for the second interview.
You've been to 2 751 interviews, is that right?
Yes, sir.
That's really weird. That's very, very unusual. Have they been to your house?
No, we don't. I don't know anyway, but they never come to my house. I did not see anybody. Maybe they come when I'm not here. I don't know.
And when did you file the N-400?
Last year.
When?
Last year, August.
August of 2020. August of 2020.
Yeah.
Okay, and so then you filed the 751, what, August of 2019?
Yes, sir.
And so when you go to the interview, the second interview, you went without a lawyer?
No.
You brought no, did you bring a lawyer or no?
No, we go by ourselves.
And at that, they sort of pulled out these documents and said, hey, what in the hell is going on here?
They asked me that, they find this name, I might bear this name too. I told them, yes, I was answered this and the same name. They tried to ask me, and they say, why did I find the 2 birth certificates?
So here's my question. You said your wife just sort of mailed some stuff to them, right?
Yeah, she's the one that gives them all the document.
Okay, so are they basing their questions off documents that you gave them or that they went out and found?
They asked us about it. They asked me about the document.
But documents that you gave them, not documents they went out and found on their own.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Have you called our office before?
Yeah, I called you before. I called David before.
Okay. So I'll look up your file when we're done with the show, and I'll have our team follow up. I think we can probably help you with this.
All right, sir. Do you know what's going to charge me or going to call for that?
The call, we won't charge you anything. The lawsuit is $4,100.
So?
The lawsuit is $4,100 plus the $402 filing fee.
All right. Thank you.
All right, buddy.
What time can I call? I'm sorry.
What
time can I call?
No, my guys are going to call you.
Okay.
All right. Bye, buddy.
All right. Thank you.
You got it. That's an interesting case. Hi, Sandra.
Hi,
How are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, a quick one. I have my interview coming up in 2 weeks' time, but I have some things that are really bothering me concerning the health insurance. My husband has his own health insurance in his place of work, and I have mine in my place of work. So what we now decide to take a life insurance policy together, which actually he did, putting me as a beneficiary. And also in my place of work, I have a 401k, which I actually did, putting in as a beneficiary. I don't know whether if these documents are sufficient alone with other, maybe like tax filing together and lease, phones joins together, and pictures will be okay for us to take along for the interview.
That's good evidence. I don't know if it's enough evidence. That's good evidence, but you need more of that kind of stuff. You want to overwhelm them with stuff. You don't want to just cut it too close and just give them the bare minimum. You want to give them as much as you can. You're laughing. Why are you laughing? Because it's too hard to get evidence?
No, it's not. It's not really. Because I actually wanted to get a car insurance, but I've not gotten my driver license yet. So,
How about like a library card or a grocery store card, or how about junk mail that comes to the house? Anything?
Yeah, we have all those, or we have a joint account together.
Yeah.
And we have the cable together.
How about Amazon? Do you order stuff on Amazon?
Yeah, we do. We do.
I'd turn out your whole Amazon record.
Okay.
And how about Netflix? Do you guys watch TV together?
Yeah, that's the cable. Verizon.
Yeah. So just as much as you can, bring it all.
Okay.
Don't be stingy, Sandra.
Okay. Thanks for the good work.
Yep.
And happy belated birthday.
All right, good luck. Let us know how it goes, okay?
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much.
Okay, bye, Sandra.
Bye.
All right. All right, so let's see who's next. I think Hafiz is waiting. Hi, Hafiz.
Hi, how are you, Mr. Jim?
Good. You're not driving, are you?
No, I'm not. I pulled over and I've been waiting for 15 minutes. So
okay, well, yeah.
Actually,
how you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much. Thanks for asking. You are looking very nice in this tie. The tie is looking very good. Yeah.
This is my favorite tie.
Yes, it looks good. Yes.
Thank you.
I have one question that is very tricky. I consulted with two attorneys. Nobody gave like crystal clear answer. Like
okay, lay it on me.
With if and but. Okay, I came with a student visa, and right away I applied asylum. And in my asylum application, I did tell them my intentions were to apply asylum right away. So now, because my wife sponsored me, during the interview, will it come up as a misrepresentation or is not?
So you've already had your asylum interview?
Yes. They referred to the court.
Oh, so you're in court.
Yes. And we just had our I-130 interview, and the I-130 interview was perfectly fine. The officer said he's just gonna review the file, and if everything is fine, he's gonna approve it. That's what he said. So just 2-3 days back.
So when did you get asked about whether your intention in coming on a student visa was to apply for asylum? When did they ask you that?
No, he did not ask. My question is because eventually we're gonna come back to them, because the judge gonna terminate it once this application is get approved.
Inshallah.
So will inshallah, if God wills, yes, that inshallah means yes. So then will they say that was a misrepresentation, or
so just for the record, just for the record, you haven't told anybody under oath that your 100% intention in coming to the United States was to apply for asylum. You haven't said that under oath, right?
I said that
When
in
did you
asylum application
in the asylum application?
and in asylum interview.
Okay, so you did have an interview,
Yes.
and then you got referred to the court.
Yes.
Got it. So I think the reason why you're not getting the same answers from different lawyers, including me, is because it's a really close call, right? Like, in my heart of hearts, the one thing that you could misrepresent yourself on is to apply for asylum. Like, I'm not saying that anyone should do that, but to me, it's the one forgivable offense, because it's almost like getting the visa is part of the asylum claim, right? Like, you can't apply for asylum if you're not inside the United States. So my
Right.
argument would be, it's part of his asylum claim, don't hold it against him. But the reason you're getting inconsistent answers is because it's probably going to come down to what the officer wants to do. Does he want to screw you, or does he want to help you? Right? I think it's the kind of thing that they can try to overlook if they want to. But if they don't want to and they want to get you, they could say you need a waiver.
Mr. Jim, there is another situation. For instance, the judge adjusted in the court, like without even making this thing very big, without making up a big issue. And after 3 years or 4 years, I go for a naturalization interview. Still, the officer gonna catch.
Could. Yeah, that's a great point. And one of the things Hafiz just mentioned is that, after he gets this I-130 approved, he could try to adjust in court. And adjusting in court is sometimes a really great thing, because as Hafiz noted, sometimes when you adjust in court, it takes all of about 5 minutes. In other words, the judge says, okay, well, I looked over the 45. Government attorney, do you have any objection to Hafiz getting his green card? Nope, judge, we don't. And then he has his green card. He doesn't even go through all the questions on the 45 like they would at the interview. And the question Hafiz is asking, because our friend Hafiz is a chess player, he's like 5 moves ahead. He's not playing checkers, he's playing chess. And he's wondering, when I apply for citizenship, could it come up then? And the answer to that, my friend, is yes, it could.
So it's better to apply I-601 without even before they accuse misrepresentation.
No, I would take that argument if you make it through and get your green card, and then they try to pull that crap at your naturalization interview. I'd say, number one, you're wrong. It was part of his asylum application. He had to get into the United States in order to apply for asylum. Number two, if he needed a misrepresentation, you should have said it when he got his green card. You can't pull it out now. They can try it, but if you get denied your citizenship for that, you can ask a federal judge to naturalize you, and then you're going to have a much better chance of arguing it out than you do at USCIS. I certainly wouldn't apply for a 601. I mean, you can't apply for a 601 until they tell you need it, but I also wouldn't never concede that you even need it.
Thank you so much. I think in 3 years I'll need you.
All right.
because,
Good luck, Hafiz.
because every lawyer is like really scared me, like, oh, you should concern about it because you need to prepare the waiver right now, because even they do not accuse you, you should be prepared and go in front of judge with 601 and 485 together.
Well, that's not bad advice either, though. Don't be mad at all these lawyers. That's not bad advice either. I mean, if we think in the back of our mind there's a 10% chance that your spouse is going to need a waiver, having them going to see a counselor now and building the case of hardship, there's no downside to that. It doesn't cost you anything.
But the lawyer gonna ask $7,000, $8,000.
Well, yeah.
Extra.
Yeah.
that's a different.
Yeah, well, there's that, but that's what I mean. But there's a difference between getting your case ready by having your spouse go to a counselor now and showing the economic hardship and doing all the factual work about why it would be a hardship. You can do that for free. You don't have to pay the lawyer for that, because you want to have a year's worth of, if your spouse is worried about you getting deported, that's a stressful thing that would make them want to go to a counselor. So if you have 2 years of psychological records, that's going to make your waiver case much stronger than if you have 2 months of records. So the idea of sending her or having her go see a counselor now because she has a spouse who's in deportation, that seems like a completely legitimate reason to go to a counselor. If you start that now, you're going to have records down the line. It's like cooking a soup. You can cook a soup in 2 minutes, or you can cook a soup in 2 days. Which one's going to taste better?
2 days.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jim.
All right, buddy.
Have a good day. Take care. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Well, he's a happy fellow. He was fun to talk to. All right. Let's see what Carla has to say. She's got a big smile on her face too. Hi, Carla.
Hi, how are you, Jim?
I like happy people. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. So I wanted to ask about my husband's application. I submitted an I-130 application February 2018. It was approved April 2018 and went through NVC, and it was documentarily approved in July 2020. But it's been crickets since then.
What embassy?
Kingston, Jamaica.
And what's your understanding as to whether that embassy is fully operational or not? I don't know.
So we're getting conflicting answers. My husband calls from Jamaica. When he calls, he's told that he'll get a call soon, whereas here they're saying that embassy is closed in Jamaica. So I'm not exactly sure.
So let's just be clear. So we have no complaint with USCIS. They actually did your case very, very quickly, right?
Yes. Everything.
And so with USCIS, it reached the State Department in like May of 2018. Is that what you said?
Is the State Department NVC?
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that it was documentarily approved in July 2020.
Yeah, but when did they receive it?
When
did the State Department get the case? When USCIS approved it, when did you say USCIS approved it?
2018, April 2018.
So you've been waiting for 3 years for the State Department to do their job.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good one to sue over. I don't know.
Yes, please.
Huh?
Yes, please. How do I do that?
Yeah, hold on. Let me see here. Let me just see real quick. I think we just did a Jamaica lawsuit. Let me see. This is going to take a second.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure. No, we haven't sued for Jamaica lately, but we do have a case. Let me see this case where it stands. So, oh yeah, you're ahead of that case. Okay, yeah. So no, I don't have any inside information on that. But I mean, 3 years seems like a pretty long time. Where do you live right now, Carla?
I live in Maryland.
Oh, perfect. Maryland's my favorite place. They're all mad at me in Maryland because I keep suing them in Maryland because USCIS moved there.
Oh, awesome.
But now they want me to sue where the U.S. citizen lives. That's you. Carla, have you called our office before?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. So just to let you know, I'm not a U.S. citizen. I'm a green card holder.
Yeah, that's
so
okay.
I recently applied for my citizenship, so I'm waiting on that process.
That's okay. We can do it as a green card holder. Yeah. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Send an email, Carla, to info. I'll put the address in the thing, okay?
Okay, thank
info
you.
at Hacking Immigration Law. And then tell them I'm Carla and I was just on the show. Like I would put that in the header line.
Okay.
And then I'll tell Daniel to be on the lookout for it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Have a good day, Carla.
Thank you, you too.
Goodbye. All right, got time for a few more. Let's see what's going on. Sebastian's been waiting for a while. Hi, Sebastian.
Jim, how are you? Third time on the show and counting.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great.
Jim, 2 questions. The last time we spoke, I believe, was 3 weeks ago, I believe, or 2, I guess. The first one is I got a weird email today from NBC, the visa center, though. They said that my case is ready for an interview for my visa, but I'm adjustment of a status case.
Are you married to a green card holder?
To a U.S. Citizen.
Did you file your I-130 separately from your I-45?
No, I filed all of them at the same time, like I-130, and then I filed I-485, I-765, and the I-131.
That's really weird.
Yeah, it was so weird. I was like, "What's this email?" It's probably a mistake, but I don't know.
Did your I-130 get approved?
Yeah.
And did you read it over? Did it say that it was going to be sent to the National Visa Center?
Yeah, actually, I got already that my case is ready for an interview. The date hasn't been set yet, but I even got my fingerprints and everything.
Wait, so you're saying that your green card case seems to be on track, and they say they're getting ready to schedule you for an interview, but then you also got an email from the National Visa Center saying, "Hey, we have your file."
From the Department of State, yeah. Like, that's why I was so confused. I was like, is this a thing, or they probably just made a mistake, or I don't know why. It's really weird.
Where do you live?
In Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's not good, because that suggests that somehow your case is off the tracks. When did you get the alert that your case was going to be scheduled for an interview from USCIS?
For USCIS, that was so my appointment for fingerprints was on August the 13th. I got the notification on the 17th of the same month.
So you get fingerprinted on your I-45 on August 13th. On August 17th, you get an alert that says your case is ready for an interview in Brooklyn.
From USCIS, correct.
USCIS, and then you get a notice. Wow, that's weird.
And I got the email today, like literally today in the morning. And as soon as I opened my email, and they sent this to my wife and to my email both, saying like if I was applying for my visa, if I was coming into the US, not that I'm already here.
Right.
Which is weird. I mean, it's just crazy. I don't know.
So you need to call the 1-800 number, try to get a tier 2 officer, and ask them, where is my I-130 right now? Is my I-130, even though it's been approved, is it with you at USCIS? Because it should be with your 45, or is it at the National Visa Center? That's what you need to figure out.
Yeah, so they told me call this phone number, because they said that if my adjustment of status case is ongoing through USCIS, I have to call them and let them know that, in fact, USCIS is, taking care of it. I try to get a hold of them, but of course the lines, they don't pick up. It's all, crazy. So I sent an email, putting my case to the email address that they give me.
Email to NBC or USCIS?
To the NBC, to the Department of State in this case.
You need to get on the phone. USCIS is where it's at. You need to get on the phone with USCIS. That's
with USCIS.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I guess my second question then should be disregarded, because it was going to be about my EAD card. The last time that I spoke with you, you gave me kind of like the good news, if you will, that my, the permit should have been already here, or it should arrive soon. But no news, on the USCIS or anything. So I would just try to get in contact with them.
Yeah.
Right. Sounds good. Have you ever heard about this before? A person who is AOS and has received an email from the Department of, the Department of State? That's so weird.
Only when they filed the I-130 separately, like I was asking. That's the only time I've heard of it, because sometimes people file an I-130 for a spouse who's in removal, or the petitioner is a green card holder, and you file the I-130 separately from the 45. I think this is the first time I've heard of National Visa Center popping up on a case where the I-130 and the 45 were filed together. That's weird.
So when you mean filing separately, I filed the I-130. Of course, I was here early this year, and then I got the approval, and with that, I filed my I-485.
Well, that's what I was asking at the very beginning. So why are you married to a U.S. citizen?
U.S. citizen, yes.
Why didn't you file them together?
With the I-130?
Yeah.
Oh. Because I thought I needed the code, right? Like I think
you should have filed the I-130, the 485, the 131, and the 765 all together. That's why this happened. They think you're overseas. It's because you filed the I-130 separately. So now sucky news, Sebastian, is most likely you're going to have to pay another fee to get them to send it back to USCIS and fill out another form.
Like another I-130?
No, it's this other form. I forget what it's called. But the thing is, your green card case is proceeding. But the problem is your I-130 is at the National Visa Center and your 485 is over here. So you're going to show up at your interview and they're going to say, man, this is weird. Why'd you file that I-130 by itself? And you're going to be like, I didn't know. I thought I had to get the I-130 approved first.
Jim, but when I keep all my envelopes like, dated and everything. When I got my envelope for the I-797C regarding the I-130, uh, I think it said around here that it was in the National Benefit Center.
Yeah, that's where it was before, because when you do an I-130 and you file it by itself, they're going to process that without an interview at the embassy or interview at the USCIS office. So they think your case is overseas.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So first thing I have to do is I have to try to get in contact with USCIS through the phone. Is that what you are telling me?
Yeah.
That's kind of like a mission impossible right now.
It is. I mean, they'll call you back. They'll call you back. They've gotten a little bit better.
Okay.
What a
Okay.
situation. So lesson to everybody: if you're filing for an I-130 and a 45 and you're married to a U.S. citizen, you file it all together. You don't file it separately.
Yeah, because I filed the I-130 online, actually. In fact, I filed it online, and then I got the response back, and I sent the copy of the I-130 receipt notice along with my package I-485, I-765,
Brother,
I-131.
you should already have your green card. When did you file the I-130 originally?
Well, I think it was March 1st or something. It says here. Well, they received it on March the 28th, but I sent it like
What year?
this year.
Oh, so at least your I-130 got approved quickly.
Yeah, yes, you got approved very, very quick. That's how I actually got to send the next package, which was the big one, right? The I-485 and so on and so forth.
Got it. All right, Sebastian, I'm going to roll.
All right, Jim. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Everybody, see ya.
Bye. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was something. All right, let's go to Jehona. She's our last one. Hello, are you there? Hi there, you're on mute.
Can you?
Hi there. Hello?
Sorry.
You there? That's
Yeah,
okay.
can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, thank you for everything that you do, just as the previous people said. I have a few questions. I came here with a fiance visa, got married, filed my adjustment of status and the work permit thing all together.
Yeah.
They rejected my employment authorization, stating that I didn't make the proper fees.
Idiots.
Yeah, so I just refiled that like a month after without any different fees, and they accepted it. Yesterday I had my interview. I had done my fingerprints in July 26th. My interview was yesterday, and they sent me a notice of intent to deny, requesting more evidence for relationship.
Like relationship evidence? Okay.
Yeah, like joint bank accounts and
what field office is
more
this?
Jacksonville, Florida.
Ah, those evil people in Florida. Those USCIS officers in Florida, they're hardcore, man.
They asked me also the medical exam, which I already did overseas, but I guess it's been expired now or something.
Yeah, there's some rule about that. Yeah, can you stop moving around? I'm getting dizzy.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
What else? So they asked me more pictures, even though I sent them with me yesterday. I sent a bunch of pictures, and he only decided to keep 5, and now he is asking more pictures. He's asking for affidavits from other people. So my question is, I do not have joint bank account with my husband because I never knew that I should have done that, even though I've been using his accounts to buy stuff for myself.
Yeah.
Is it too late now to do a joint bank account and then upload or submit this evidence?
Yeah, I think that I would hit them hard with everything I got. So I would try to get more. I would open a bank account. I would go in that house of yours and get every piece of mail that you can. I would get affidavits from people. I'd send them 10 affidavits from people that know you and your spouse. I would just hit them right in the mouth with as much evidence as I can. Don't worry about sending too little. I would send them this much.
Okay. And another question, my work permit, it says the case is being reviewed, but it's the processing times it's already passed for here. And I made an inquiry, and they said to wait 30 days. And I waited, and I called, and they said we have a lot of backlog or something like that. So they
Yeah.
made another inquiry.
I would just focus on the green card. I'd say I'm going to give myself 30 days to get as much evidence as possible, and I'm going to submit that and hopefully get my green card approved. And just forget about the work card.
Okay. So I can basically just open all these things, put myself in car insurance, anything that I can, and it's not too late if I do it now.
Well, obviously, it's better if you did it before, but the more you develop now, the better. You got to make your case.
Is it evidence if I bring out receipts printed with stuff that was shipped in my name, but also billed in my husband's name?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Any mail that comes to your house is good evidence.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, good luck.
I'm going to leave some time for others. Bye-bye.
You got it. All right, everybody. It was good seeing everybody. That's funny how many people got dizzy right there. That was sort of funny. Glad you all are here. We will be back on Thursday at our regular time, noon Central, and we won't be on next Tuesday because I'll be at a conference. If you have any questions or need anything between now and then, you can email us, info@hackinglawpractice.com or hackingimmigrationlaw.com, and our number's right below. Have a good one. Bye, everybody.